Coming up on UT 10 News, the Department of Justice awards a major grant to help victim support at UT.
And we'll also take a deeper look into several tax levies on the ballot this November.
Plus, spring registration is just days away. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nominee Burrell.
And I'm Emma Jones.
Starting this Thursday, students can begin to schedule classes for next semester. UT is continuing face-to-face, remote, and online classes this spring. Classes with fewer than 50 go online if administrators feel there isn't enough space to socially distance.
A lot of the departments are trying to have smaller sections to be more in person, but it really is up to each department and more specifically each faculty member.
Virtual advising sessions are being offered again this semester. You can go to the UT 10 News website and click on the advising link to find your advisor. The second and final debate is scheduled for Thursday. President Trump trails in some polls and early voting is already underway.
As the candidates prepare, reporter Gabrielle Huff spoke to political experts and shows us what to expect at the next debate.
The second presidential debate, which was scheduled for October 15th, was canceled due to the president's COVID diagnosis. A virtual town hall debate was proposed to take its place, which the Trump administration declined.
I think the president withdrawing was that he didn't feel like he could do what he did in the first debate and kind of muscle in on everything and interrupt. It's a lot harder to do in a virtual meeting than it is to do in person.
Instead, both candidates hosted their own town halls that night, in person. Biden's campaign declined adding another debate that Trump proposed on October 29th.
Were as revealing or more revealing about the candidates, their position, and their temperament than any debate could have been.
Final presidential debate is scheduled for this Thursday, the 22nd at 9 p.m. I am Gabrielle Huff, UT 10 News.
To learn more about the debate topics that will be covered, go to our website. Now, with just 2 weeks until Election Day, Judge Amy Coney Barrett is moving closer to a seat on the Supreme Court. The hearing ended last Thursday after over 20 hours of questioning. Republicans and Democrats clashed throughout the hearings on how her appointment could impact the outcome of the presidential election.
I certainly hope that all members of the committee have more confidence in my integrity than to think that I would allow myself to be used as a pawn to decide this election for the American people.
The official panel vote will be cast October 22nd at 1 p.m. If Barrett wins the nomination, she will take her seat on the bench by November 2nd.
UT has been granted $300,000 to support sexual assault prevention programs. Reporter Yash Shingun looked into how this grant is helping to make a difference on campus.
UT received the grant in mid-September from the U.S. Department of Justice. The grant will fund a coordinated response team which includes UTPD, Title IX, and the Office of Student Advocacy. The primary focus of the grant will be helping faculty, students, and staff with stalking, sexual assault, and domestic violence.
It's been a priority of the university to focus on victim services on campus through the use of these grants.
According to Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, 11% of all college students experience sexual assault through use of physical force. The grant will also help UT to train various departments on sexual assault prevention and victim support.
We've reached over 1,000 people. Lindsay's team over in SAAP and Title IX has reached over 1,000 people with their bystander training already this semester.
The grant is expected to last for 3 years. This is Yash Shingun for UT 10 News.
Roughly 300 police and fire employees could lose their job if Issue 3 fails. The issue has been on the Toledo ballot for the past 40 years. The majority of the city's budget is raised from this tax. It is a 0.75% income tax, which pays for safety services, capital involvement, and general funds. If Issue 3 fails, the city's budget will lose over $56 million.
Voting for Issue 3 will protect the response times that people come to rely on, because these are services that you rely on and seconds count.
Layoffs could begin as early as the start of next year if it fails to pass with a 50+1 majority vote.
Phase 1 of the new Glass City Metro Park is on schedule to open next month. Visitors will find walking paths, shoreline restoration, and a 3,500 square foot pavilion. The land was purchased from ProMedica for $6 million. The money came from the Ohio Clean Water Fund and a grant from ODOT.
Phase 1 of Glass City Metro Park is under construction now and will essentially be done this year. With the passage of issue 17, we'll be able to do phases 2 and 3.
Issue 17 will be on the November 3rd ballot and will cost $200 for every $100,000 assessed in property value.
Michael Sandlin will bring you more information on the phases 2 and 3 next week. According to the CDC, an estimated 38 million people were sick with the flu last year. More people are choosing to get flu vaccines this season because of COVID-19. Pediatric Care Associates in Toledo is taking a new approach by holding drive-through flu clinics to keep their patients safe. Their office has given 400 more flu shots this year.
We would have them pull in kind of in the middle of the parking lot, and then they could determine. We had chairs in case they wanted to get out. We had older kids that wanted to stay in. We had parents that wanted their kids to stay in their car seat.
This round of flu shots were completed on Saturday, and they plan on holding more drive-through clinics throughout flu season.
Many people's morning commute now consists of walking to the couch or staying in bed. For others, it's time to drive back to the office.
Working remotely has become the new normal due to safety precautions like social distancing by companies for its employees. According to Gallup poll, 33% of workers are working remotely and 41% are in person at the office. Many prefer working remotely not only for their safety, but others as well. Workers going back to the office have felt fairly safe and are ready to sit at their desks.
And whether it's WebEx or Teams or Zoom, our platform is Blue Jeans. You have to be an expert at it all, pretty darn quick. So I was ready to come back. I was one of those people like, yeah, I'm ready to come back. I can't do this all day. I'm a people person. I like to interact with people, so I'm ready.
Although some are ready to go back to work, others working from home find the adjustment comfortable and more efficient for themselves.
It was really easy. I actually like it, just getting up out of the bed and just going in and hopping on the computer.
Whether employees Zoom from their living room or type in the office, the workplace has become a different world.
And I'm Kiara Bivens for UT10 News.
If you're taking a trip to the pumpkin patch this year, things will look a little different. According to CDC guidelines, pumpkin patches and corn mazes are considered safer fall activities. Guests must wash their hands frequently after touching surfaces. Blythe's Pumpkin Farm's attendance is up compared to last year, but some are not happy with their safety measures.
We've gotten a lot of mean messages from either side of people saying, you're not strict enough, you don't care about families, and other people saying, it's outside, we shouldn't have to wear a mask at all. So that's been the hardest thing, is just making people happy.
To learn more about safe Halloween activities, visit our website.
UT has been called the Rockets for almost a century. Reporter Deepa Bhushbal explores its history.
In 1923, Toledo football competed against Carnegie Tech. Journalists were surprised that UT didn't have a nickname. During the game, substitute guard William Hook recovered the fumble and skyrocketed 99 yards down the field. James Neal, a writer for the then campus Collegian, was impressed with his school's performance and nicknamed Toledo as the Skyrockets.
It was sort of a on-the-spot, randomly chosen name for this team that now has sort of cemented itself as the identity of the university.
The name stuck despite losing 32-12. A few weeks later, sports writers dropped the Sky and they became known as the Rockets.
Even when we take these shirts, this logo off, we're still a representation, because a lot of the times people recognize us and then they associate us straight with the University of Toledo Rockets.
The Rockets will blast off against Bowling Green in the Battle of I-75 on November 4th. I'm Deepa Bhushbal, UT10 News.
The UT men's basketball team is eagerly awaiting their non-conference schedule. The Rockets started up official fall practice on October 15th, returning our two veterans, seniors Spencer Littleson and Marion Jackson. Sophomore AJ Adu is expected to step up in place of former Rocket stalwart Luke Kanapke. Coach Todd Kowalczyk says an uncertain schedule presents the team with unique challenges.
So we need to fight boredom. We need to fight, because they want to play somebody else. They want to scrimmage. They want to, get to the games after a certain time of the season. It's the longest part of our season. They really have nothing to look forward to yet.
Until the schedule is set, the Rockets are working towards their MAC tip-off against Western Michigan in Kalamazoo on January 2nd.
That's it for UT10 News.
For Emma Jones and our entire crew, I'm Normandy Burrell. Have a great week.